Richard Thomas Henry Lonsdale was born on the 27th of December in 1913 in Monahamilton, County Leitrim, Ireland. Dickie, to his friends, joined the army in 1930 as a private before going to Sandhurst Military College. He was commissioned as an officer into the Leicestershire Regiment. In 1938, while with the regiment as Waziristan, he was awarded the Military Cross. At the outbreak of war, Dickie was a founding member of the 151st Battalion of the Parachute Regiment in India. He was still with the regiment when it was transferred to North Africa. In 1943, he was made commanding officer of A Company, the 2nd Battalion of the Parachute Regiment. During Operation Husky, Dickie's 2nd Parachute Battalion was tasked with taking 3 hills south of Primasole Bridge, codename Johnny 1, Johnny 2 and Johnny 3. On the night of the 13th of July 1943, Lonsdale's battalion was one of only few who landed in the accurate places. The rest of the battalion was scattered, so Dickie pressed on, linking up with Colonel John Frost and capturing Johnny 1, but they were beaten there already by Lieutenant Tony Frank, who had captured the hill already, along with 130 Italian prisoners. With Frost injuring his knee in the drop, he passed command over to Lonsdale to dig in on the hill, before leading a small group up to Johnny 2, but this withdrew under heavy fire. With the scattered drop, the battalion was left with no heavy weapons in which to help defend themselves from any enemy counterattacks. But they did this several times before shrinking into a smaller perimeter because the grass was burning on top of the hill. A mid-morning attack was repelled with the help of a British cruiser offshore. 3rd Parachute Battalion were forced to retreat from their northern positions. Lonsdale was pivotal in the 3rd Battalion reaching his position and also getting Allied armour going in the opposite direction. The 2 battalions were withdrawn from the bridge on the 14th of July, and for his hard work and conduct, Dickie was awarded the DSO. The battalion took part in the early stages of the Italian campaign before being moved back to England. In September 1944, Lonsdale was made second in command of 11 Parachute Battalion, just in time for the planning stages of Operation Market Garden. On the 18th of September, the 11th Parachute Battalion landed in Arnhem. Lonsdale C-47 was hit by anti-aircraft fire, wounding him in his right hand. On the morning of the 19th, an attack launched along the Arnhem railway line faced heavy German resistance, and the attack failed, with the remaining men of the 4 attacking battalions withdrawing to Oosterbeek. Brigadier Pip Hicks of the 1st Landing Brigade was organising the defence of the town and requested more officers to assist. Lonsdale was called up and put in charge of an outlying defensive position. On the 20th of December saw heavy, prolonged German attacks along the perimeter. Hicks then ordered the outlying perimeter back to the main line of defence around the church. With their houses blown up or burning, Lonsdale withdrew into the church, where he gave a rousing speech. He climbed into the pulpit and said the following: "You know as well as I do, there are a lot of bloody Germans coming at us. Well, all we can do is stay here and hang on and hope that somebody catches up with us. We must fight for our lives and stick together. We fought the Germans before in Africa, Sicily and Italy, and they were no bloody good for us then. And they are no bloody good for us, not bloody good enough for us now. They are up against the finest soldiers in the world. An hour from now, you will take up defensive positions north of the roadside and make certain you dig in well and that your weapons and ammo are in good order. We are getting short of ammo, and we need you to shoot and to kill. Good luck to you all." With Thompson being wounded, Lonsdale took up overall command of the southern sector on the 21st. For the next few days, the battered men in the pocket held on until the 25th, when the decision to withdraw across the river was made. Dickie Lonsdale was one of the last to cross, having waited for the stragglers, so there was no more boats returning to pick him up. So, badly wounded, Lonsdale decided to swim the river. For his actions, he was awarded a bar to his DSO, which meant he won another DSO. In 1945, Lonsdale played himself in the film Theirs is the Glory, along with other survivors of the Parachute Battalion. Dickie later commanded an amalgamated force of the 3rd and 3rd Parachute Battalions and served in Palestine. In 1946, he transferred to the King's African Rifles in Uganda before leaving the army, but stayed in Africa, entering the wine trade. He returned home, living in Jersey, the Isle of Man, and in Bath. Just a few weeks before his 75th birthday, on the 23rd of November in 1988, Richard Lonsdale passed away. He is now laying at rest in Aldershot Military Cemetery.